kidding.
You
Always
got
have
it.
to talk to you. All right, fire away.
I want to ask just what your initial reaction is to the Ways and Means bill that you saw unveiled yesterday in the House,
Oh,
and if you have
yeah.
any concerns about specific provisions you want to see changed.
Well, this is the tax provisions
Yeah.
you mean. Yeah, so I think that Chairman Smith from my state has done a really good job here with the cap space, so to speak, that they gave him. He's increased the child tax credit. I'd love to see it be higher. He'd love to see it be higher. But it's up to $2,500 per family, so that's good. I'd like to double it. I'd like to take it to $5,000. So I hope the Senate will do even more than that. I thought that was good. No taxes on tips is in there. No taxes on overtime is in there, which is my bill in the Senate. So I think some really good things. I'd like there to be even more tax cuts for working people, and I hope maybe we can improve on that in the Senate. But I thought, the chairman, with the space he was given, he could only work with the instructions he was given, and I thought he did a good job.
There's been some real changes, some sea changes in terms of how Republicans deal with tax cuts overall, that these are a little bit more centered around, families, like you noted, raising the child tax credit. I think some people in the business community feel like they didn't go quite as far. Do you think that dynamic may shift here in the Senate, given the fact there's a little bit more of an old school Republican tinge when it comes to Republican tax policy?
I hope not. I hope that we'll go in the opposite direction, and that we'll double down on working class tax relief. We should increase the child tax credit even further. We ought to make the child tax credit fully applicable against payroll taxes. So if you're paying payroll taxes, you ought to be getting a tax cut out of this bill. Remember that 2/3 of Americans pay more in payroll taxes than income taxes. And those are our voters. So we've got to deliver tax relief for them.
And on the energy and commerce title, do you have any concerns about the Medicaid changes?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think that I'm glad they're not doing changes to the contribution formula. I'm glad they're not doing the per capita thing that they talked about. There's a lot of cuts there that are over. Work requirements, totally fine. The anti-fraud provisions, great, totally fine. I think there's a lot of savings there. That's all fine by me. But I'm concerned about some of their other proposals. They have a cost-sharing proposal in there. I think we need to look at really carefully where they're making beneficiaries pay more. These are working people in particular who are going to have to pay more. They're fiddling with the provider arrangement, the provider tax in particular. That could have big impact in my state and lead to reduced coverage. So I've got some concerns, and I think we need to look really, really careful at that. I continue to maintain my position. We should not be cutting Medicaid benefits.
Senator, do you think the Medicaid reforms in the House bill could affect rural hospitals in particular?
I'm worried about that. Yeah, I'm worried about that. And we've seen a lot of them close in my state, Alex, and I don't want to see any more close. We're a majority rural state in Missouri, and I'll be honest with you, we are already, as it is, we are struggling with rural health care coverage. And, Republicans, we need to be making that better, not worse. So I think we need to take a really close look at what the House is proposing here. Maybe it'll be fine, but I think we want to look at that really carefully.
The debt ceiling increase, $4
Yeah.
billion. Secretary Besson has said mid-July. Do you think that the Senate is capable